in LifeVantage, okay? That's awesome, okay? So then I can be a little more real with you guys, okay? With that being said, I think it's important that we understand what LifeVantage is about. Marcy was right. The network marketing industry, every single company has their own unique fingerprint. There's no way on earth you can say this company is identical, and it never will happen. And here's the thing, I've now been in the industry long enough. I have been a philomath of the industry. I have looked at the industry, I have learned the industry, and I've grown to love the industry. And not just love a little, I mean love a lot. But with that being said, does that mean every company in the industry is amazing? No, let me help you out and understand something. Take whatever industry that you currently work in. Are all the companies in that industry awesome? Are there good companies? And are there great companies? Well, guess what? It's the same way in network marketing. There are some awful companies, like awful companies. But there are also amazing companies too. And I know it sounds like I'm really biased. I am, I'll be honest. But at the same point in time, I have done a lot of research, and I have found out that this company called LifeVantage is really set apart. And here's the thing, don't take my word for it, go do the research. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. I usually give people what I call the five key principles to finding a generational wealth company. Okay? I'm going to quickly give you those because I think they're powerful. If you are looking at network marketing and you want to find out what a good company looks like, these 5 key principles will help you real quick. Okay? So first of all, Harvard University will give you the first one. Okay? Harvard University says the first 150,000 consultants in a legit network marketing company makes 80% of the commission over the life of the company. What does that mean? Well, here's a cool thing. It doesn't mean that you have to be first in the company, which is good. But it also means you certainly don't want to be last in the company either. Timing is important in any business. I don't care what it is. Timing is important in business. I know that all of you are in your 20s, so this is an apropos conversation with you guys. You guys remember Beanie Babies? Yes. Okay, so you're not in your 20s. Okay. If I were to say to you, hey guys, let's go jump into a Beanie Baby business right now, you'd be like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Right? That's so 1900s, right? That's a dumb business. Why is it a dumb business? Well, because A, it was a fad. There's a key business principle for you. We don't want to jump in fads. We want to jump in trends. That's a good timing point. Okay? We want to jump in trends, and guess what? Health and wellness will always be a trend. You know how we know that? Because every year, January 1st, the number 1 and number 2 resolutions every single year are health and wellness. So guess what? You hit that nail on the head with this company. So Harvard University talks about timing, and they said the first 150,000 business owners will make 80% of the commission of a life company. And let me back up if you do the work. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm telling you something right now. I know how hard I work, and I know exactly how hard Marcy works because I've not seen every part, but I do know Marcy works hard. I know she does. It's a hard business.
She does work hard.
Okay? Yeah. Like, it's a hard business. So this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, guys. It takes work. Okay? So, time-wise, we want to find a company that's 150,000 consultants. Well, guess what? We're there in the world of LifeVantage. We are at that 70,000, basically, worldwide global consultants, which means, guess what? We have a huge opportunity. When Marcy says, look at this room and how small it is, that wasn't a knock. That was like this, the highest concentration of population in the United States is where? Here. Woo! Okay, the Northeast, like we've got it all going on right here. Now I live in Atlanta, which is obviously a massive, and I'm going to tell you something, if I were to say, come check out what I do in Atlanta, our room would be a little bit bigger, but not much. Which really, if we're really being honest, I've been to Bethesda, and they fill the room a little bit more than this, but truth matters, not much. We're talking the whole eastern corridor of the United States and it's barely even touched. I mean, we're talking barely even touched. If we took the entire eastern United States, we're talking Mississippi over. That's even, like, even that. we'd probably put 1,500 people, 2,000 people in a room if we were to just take the eastern part of the United States as far as that. What does that tell us? This opportunity is massive. Okay, massive. You guys have heard of the Big A company, right? You know how much they're worth annually? That being Amway, if you don't know. Okay, that's the other company. Avon's been around since 1880, guys. It's the very first ever network marketing company is Avon. Amway didn't come till a lot later. Amway is now a 65-year-old company. And here's the thing, Amway makes $13 billion every year.
Wow, yeah.
$13 billion. Okay? Well in the millions. Why did I say that to you? Because here's the thing, we're barely even scraping that surface for what LifeVantage can do. Dexter Yeager, the #1 earner all time in network marketing, he still gets a paycheck even though he's been dead for like 8 years. Well, he doesn't. His kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. And I just looked at this, like literally just a couple of weeks ago, Business for Home released this, and he makes still like $850,000 a month.
Wow.
Now, not a year. I said month. You heard me, right? That's the power of what something like this can do. It's a generational business, guys. This is a powerful, powerful industry if you're willing to do the work. Okay? And the thing is, and I already mentioned this when we were talking about the presentation, but we have a class of mentors in this business that I can just say is outstanding. And here's the thing. As far as I know, none of you are on my team. I'm not on Marcy's team. But the reason why I say that is because I know in this company, there's a culture in this company that I've never seen in any type of business before. We do things that are truly unique, truly different. So here's the thing, if you want to change your life, you want to fulfill those dreams and have that time and financial flexibility that most people just dream about, you can do that here in LifeVantage if you're willing to put the work in. I'll be honest with you, I still pinch myself every single morning when I wake up and I get to hang out with my kids every single day. When I get to go do different things in the middle of the day with my kids and the people say at the store, is it a school holiday? No. I'm just hanging out with my kids, right? When we road schooled, and we literally were on the road for almost an entire year. We were at these old RV resorts, and no offense to anybody in here, but everybody had gray hair except for us. And our kids were terrorizing everything. But you know what happened? We were there in the middle of like October and November. We were on the beach. Our RV was hanging over the sand. And there was nobody on the beach but us. You know what? I'd never like that still like today. Like I still wake up today like, is this real? Like, is this real? Because people like my friends who are not, for whatever reason, in this business still, don't even ask me how. I don't know. But who do you think they ask when they need help with something, when moving or with something like that? Who do you think they ask? They ask me. 2 reasons. I'm 6'6", so moving is something that I'm like, I think I was born to do. I was helping moving boxes. That's one reason. Number 2 reason is because they know I have the time.
You're available.
I'm available. Now, I don't always say yes, and actually, as a couple of years ago, I don't say yes as much as I used to because I got rear-ended at a stoplight by a lady who was not paying attention at 55 miles per hour. Now I have 12 herniated discs, so I don't help people move as much as I used to anymore. Okay? But my chiropractor actually is very thankful for me taking Spokane, and they are consultants in the company. But it's amazing to me to be able to wake up every single day and say, this is like unbelievable, right? Guys, you have a huge opportunity from you, okay? So the first thing is generational wealth, finding the key generational wealth companies, and what's timing. You're looking for 150,000 consultants. You're also looking for a trend. You found it both, okay? Second thing, we're looking for unique products. Unique products. Guys, unique product is not you have a chocolate shake and I have a strawberry shake. That's not unique. Okay? We're talking truly unique. There's words I think are often used that are overhyped words in industries. Try to avoid hype. We don't need hype. Okay, can I just encourage you guys, we don't need hype. You know why we don't need hype? Look at the science. We don't need hype. If you have to hype what we have, there's something wrong with you. Okay, like, we don't need to hype our company. Can we be excited about our company? Absolutely. I'm excited about our company. I mean, like, who's been in the company for 13 and a half years and still excited about it? Like, right? I'm still excited about it. I still love talking about it. I still love sharing with it. I can tell you, I've seen too many other companies where a person who's been in the business and other network marketing companies who've been there for 13 years, you'll never see the light of them again in that company. Sure, they made a lot of money, and they're still making money, but they won't show up again. You know why? Because they don't really have excitement for the company anymore. I love helping people. I love this company. I love what it stands for. And so, second thing is product. We want unique products. Well, we have unique products. We can say that because we have over 30 plus independent peer reviewed studies. We have multiple patents. We have universities still studying the products today. We have ABC prime time. I mean, how more unique can you get, right? And we have the proof to say it. So the second thing is we really want unique products, guys. There's a dime a dozen products out there in the network marketing industry that are similar to the other products that are down the street. But here's the thing, I can legitimately say to you, I can go to any health food store in the entire world and you'll not find anything even remotely close. When I first started this company, I first started in the company, I didn't start the company. When I first started in the company, I actually went to a local GNC, this is a true story. And they happened to still have a Protandim bottle. Now mind you, this is I jumped in January 1st, 2011. They removed the product off the shelves in 2009. Okay, and there was a bottle of Protandim there. And by Protandim, that's what the original, the OG distributors called it. Because we didn't have Nerf 2. We didn't call it Nerf 2 back then. We just called it Protandim. Okay, we've now added Nerf 1, Nerf 2, and NAD. So we call it the Protandim lineup. But I went there, and there was a Protandim bottle on the shelf, and they had a big orange tag on the top. You know what orange tag is?
Sales.
It's on clearance. And it was like for $10.
Oh my God.
Okay? I don't remember, but I picked it up anyway. And I kid you not, I went to the person up front and I said, hey, you know, I see this is on discount. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Oh, don't waste your time and money with that. Go buy vitamin C, it's a lot better.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, and that's why I didn't succeed in retail. Because this needed a story to be told. There's a reason why 20 plus universities and medical institutions are talking about it, because it is a unique product. Listen to it. You guys live close to Harvard. I know it's not right around the corner, but it's close enough, right? Does Harvard care about their reputation? Yeah. Like a little or a lot? Like globally they're known, right? They're known for their, any Harvard grads in here?
No.
Okay. No Harvard grads in here? Are you a Harvard grad? Oh, okay. He's teasing me. Okay. But here's the thing, Harvard grads, right? Like, you know, little pump in their step, right? They care about their reputation, so why in the world would they go spend their money on a stupid yellow pill? Now that's sarcasm through and through. They would not put their money, energy, or reputation on the line if there wasn't something special about that. Just throwing that out there to you. Neither would the American Heart Association, neither would the National Institute of Aging. You know, the American Heart Association had never studied a natural product at all independently until LifeVantage products. Oh, by the way, they still haven't found any others but LifeVantage products. Okay? Do you understand why that's powerful?
Yes.
Okay? So number one is timing, number two is product. And I could, by the way, I could go a lot deeper on each one of these. Okay? Number three is a compensation structure. Now I could legitimately spend 5 hours on compensation alone, and actually we are going to touch on it a little bit. Okay? But here's the thing. Marcy, I'm going to tag team on this one. Are all compensation plans the same? Nope.
Absolutely not.
This is a lot where that fingerprint that she was talking about really does differ. Do you guys know the difference between a binary compensation plan and a hybrid unit-level compensation plan? You're saying, I've never even heard of binary compensation. Well, that's important! Like, here's the thing, you guys shouldn't just study LifeVantage. Like, there's a big world of network marketing. I'm gonna tell you something, there's a lot of people that are familiar with enough to be dangerous with the information. So here's the thing, you've gotta help them understand why LifeVantage is different. So if I were to go to a store, let's say I were to go to Walmart. Well, let's not. Do you guys have Dick's Sporting Goods around here?
Yes.
Okay, so I know it's a national chain, but I don't know all states that they're in. Sorry, I'm not that knowledgeable about all locations. So here we are. We're at Dick's Sporting Goods. And let's see, I want to go buy a treadmill. And so you go to the guy at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I say, hey, listen, I want to buy a treadmill. And so he takes me over the most expensive one. He's like, this is the one with all the bells and whistles, and this is the one that you need to buy. And it's $4,500, and it has this bell and whistle, and this bell and whistle, and this bell and whistle. And you're like, great. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to go do more research. And I go over to Walmart. And I go to the guy there at Walmart, he says, like, we've got 5 different treadmills. Here's this treadmill, here's this treadmill, here's this treadmill, here's this treadmill. Here's this one, here's that one, here's this one. Here's the difference between this one, here's the difference between this one, here's the difference between this one. And the truth matters, unless you absolutely need this one. This one's probably the best bang for the buck, and it costs you $2,000 because of this, this, and this. And frankly, there are other machines out there that might cost you $4,500, but this is the reason why I really recommend this business, or this treadmill. Tell me something, what treadmill and what company do you think you would buy the treadmill from? Mm-hmm. Probably from Walmart. Mm-hmm. Why? Very simple, it's because we understand everything about that treadmill. He not only told us about that treadmill, but he told us about 4, 5, 6, 7 other treadmills. What does that mean? He was knowledgeable about all things treadmills. Now, there are thousands, truly, thousands of network marketing companies out there. So there's no way that you can understand all things network marketing as far as all the companies out there, but can you at least learn enough to understand the industry? Yes. How do we learn that stuff? Well, I think reading is a very valuable thing. I already mentioned one of the books, Brian Carruthers' How to Build an Empire. There's other books out there that I would highly recommend too. But there's also this place called the DSA. You guys familiar with the DSA? It's the Direct Sales Association. They have a website. I recommend going there. I recommend learning about the industry because there's some really, really cool things there that you can learn. There are things that they're going to teach you about the industry statistics. They're going to teach you about the different companies that are out there. There's a lot of things at the DSA that you can learn. I encourage you guys to go there and learn. If you want to be a master or an expert in your business, like for those of you who I know that Dr. Ron is in the healthcare industry, he has this title in front of him, doctor. Now, did you just go online and say, give me a free Google doctorate certificate, and then you just started to practice? Is that what you did?
That works real well in New York State.
Yeah. That's not what happened. I know the story. You actually got your doctorate in chiropractic in Georgia, about an hour away from where I live now. Not even an hour. And how long were you there?
4 long years.
4 long years. Emphasis on long, I think.
No summers, no breaks.
Okay? So, whoever he's working on in the healthcare industry, don't you think that they're glad that he has that education?
Yes.
Right? Okay, I don't know what industry you're in your job, but I'm pretty sure you had to take some type of education, not necessarily official college, but you had some education, right? Well, guys, where's our education in network marketing? Well, you're sitting underneath some of it right now. I'm assuming that your team leaders probably do weekly calls that probably give you some more education. We also have the corporate events that the company gives. Our next one's in July, right? Our virtual event, this is kind of like the launch to that event, which is a really, really cool thing. But then there's also outside things. So like as an example, the Direct Sales Association is something I recommend that you guys be somebody who wants to master your skill. Okay? We often say in the world of success, there's a reason why there's a 1% success and 99% of the people don't do what the 1% does. So do you want to be in the 1% or do you want to be in the 99%? Right? I think well, if you all said you want to be executives, then guess what? You're going to have to figure out what that 1% is. Okay? So just try to put some perspective there. Compensation is an important thing. Okay? So I encourage you to go understand why our compensation is so awesome. One of the reasons why compensation is so awesome is I can be here today and enjoy being here and teach you everything that I possibly can in the time frame that I have. You know I can do that because our compensation allows me to do that. You know that? Marcy's here. She drove probably with traffic maybe 3 hours. And then she also has to drive 3 hours back. Right? Are you staying the night?
No.
So she's going home tonight, which that's like a little stressful, right? Come in, go out, right? 6 hours round trip. That's kind of cool. Not everybody here is in Marcy's team, but our compensation allows for her, and she can, if she was up here teaching, which I know she does a great job, she could teach her whole heart out the whole entire time, and our compensation plan allows that. On top of that, I don't know how in-depth her organization is here. I don't know if there's 20 levels deep in here, 30 levels, 40, 50, 60 levels. But you know what? She can know you by name and she can help you out. How does that work? Because her compensation allows that. You see why this is important, okay? So compensation is a big conversation. We want to know, ultimately, several things. What do we want to know about the compensation? We want to know that our compensation has no cap on it. What does that mean? I can make as much money literally as I possibly can. Right? Second thing is that I want to know that I can work hard enough that nobody's going to hinder me from growing. Right? That's a cool thing, right? That's important. Third thing is that we have a true unilevel compensation plan, which means we can build infinite legs wide and infinite legs deep. And I'm not going to walk through all that kind of stuff, but really what that means is that we have the opportunity to have a generational business. This is inheritable. I can pass this on to my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, etc. That's a good thing. Okay? I'm not going to get more on the compensation. Okay? We'll talk a little bit later. Fourth thing is mentorship. So the first thing is timing, second thing is product, third thing is compensation, fourth thing is mentorship. Guys, I am telling you, we have a dream company with mentorship. Do you realize, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, there are network marketing companies at the top 1%, so basically where I and Marcy would be, where if those people were to come into a room like this, or bigger room, they would literally have bodyguards with them. I'm not joking. Like, that's real. Like, you know what that tells me? Arrogance, that's what that tells me. Okay, and I told you already, I'm a real person, I'm just me. Okay, I'm just me. I don't want ever anybody to say, oh, look at Jason, look at his bodyguards. Like, first of all, I don't need bodyguards. But second, if I need bodyguards, they'd be huge. Just think about that. Okay? But, like, I don't want that ever to be said about me. I want people just to be like, Jason's a normal guy. Now, I'm a normal guy who decided to be consistent and put things into action. Marcy's just a normal person, but she decided to put things into action. She decided to work hard. Do you get that? Okay? So, mentorship is an amazing thing to me in this company. There are some companies I would never even have a light of day to talk to the top 1%. Like, legitimately. They would ignore me if I were a brand new person's company. Guys, you have a blessing with this company. I'm just telling you, you really do. Because I know I've seen you guys go to big events and come and talk to me. And like we're not on the same team. That's cool. And I know that my team has gone to Marcy and talked to Marcy at the same time at big events. And you know what? Go for it. By all means, go for it as long as Marcy doesn't mind talking to them. Right? That's just part of the culture here. So you know what? Mentorship when you're looking at a network marketing company is kind of a big thing, because here's the thing. I want to listen to Marcy because she's been where I want to be, right? She's gone through the trials. She's gone through the frustrations. And here's the thing. I don't want to get whacked in the head with all those trials and frustrations. I'd rather learn from her and say, you know, Marcy, that's a good point. Don't think I want to be that. What did you do to overcome this? Oh, that's a good point. Let's go that route. You see what I'm saying? So the fourth thing is mentorship. Guys, this is huge. It really is. I'd rather learn from somebody who's already gone through the issues and learn from their success. Fifth thing. I've said it over and over. Cynthia said it over and over, and that is publicly traded. Guys, do you know how beautiful publicly traded is? What does that mean in layman's terms? Well, you have privately held companies, you have publicly traded companies. Privately held companies means that somebody owns the company. Publicly traded means that we all, whoever at least buys the shares on the company, if you're not a shareholder, to say about that. Okay? But we all can own LifeVantage, not just from having an independent consultant, but we can buy shares in the company. Right now they're about $7 a share. At a $250 million company, if they're going to be, you know, if we're going to get this company up to $1 billion, you do the math. I'm happy with the math if that works out, right? Okay, but I like publicly traded company because there's transparency, there's accountability. Like I know I can go look up how much money the company has in the bank. I can look at how much money we have in debt. How much money do we have in debt right now? Zero. How much money do we have in the bank right now? I haven't looked at it recently, but last I saw it was about 20 million. I know how much our corporate staff makes. Isn't that a good thing? Here's something too, is that every time an announcement has to happen, they have to publish it to literally the world. In a privately held company, I get no clue what's going on. In fact, 3 companies in the last year have pulled the rug on the company. Just 2 weeks ago, there's another company that literally the people woke up the next morning and said, hey, sorry, we're closing the doors. And the top leaders didn't even know it.
Wow.
Publicly traded. So there's your 5 key principles. Timing, product, compensation, mentorship, and publicly traded. Guys, and what do we do as a company? We nail all 5 of those, don't we?
Yep.
Okay? I think this great. I had somebody literally just yesterday who tried to get me to come over there to their network marketing company. Okay, like seriously.
What?
Okay? Not a network marketing company. Well, yeah, they wanted me to go to network marketing. I didn't buy them. They actually, they scheduled a Zoom call with me, and this is actually a person I've mentored before. Okay? And then they tried, yeah, sometimes you just scratch your head. Whatever. You know, I've learned a long time ago not to be attached to results. Okay? But they tried marketing me to their company, and I asked 5 questions. What does the timing look like? What does the product look like? What does the compensation look like? What does the mentorship look like? And what is it publicly traded? We actually started on the 5th one because that's the easy one. Is it publicly traded? No, I'm out. And that's literally what I said. By the way, you're saying, are you seriously considering another network? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not like recruitable to any companies on the face of this planet. Like that's never going to happen. Okay. You're saying, why did you get it? Because I didn't think that they actually were going to pitch me. I thought this was a person I've literally helped numerous times before. Anyway, so I was a little irritated. I was also trying to help them with understanding, is this a good investment for you?
Right.
Okay, and because I'm that guy, like I'm, by all means, if they're in another network market, I wish them the best success. I really do. I really wish them the best success. But if you're going to come to me and pitch me, then I'm going to be real with you, right? And so, I'm not going to keep going to that. So, those are key things. Now, here's the thing. This is what I've learned in my time in business. This is not just network marketing, but this is my time in business. And I'm going to speak to you in Business 101's terms. And I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know the difference between advertising and marketing? I see a lot of heads shaking no, and then I have a lot of people just kind of get like,
Yeah. I made no eye contact.
okay, and I heard a few of you like, yeah, I do. Okay, well, we're going to find out. Okay? Here's the thing. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I'm going to tell you something. If you think there's no difference, you are absolutely wrong. Okay? So it's important to understand what is advertising and what is marketing. Are they different? Yes, they are different. Is there some overlap? Yes, there is. Okay, and that's, I think, a large part where the confusion is. No, we ironically are called a network advertising industry. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're not. We're not network advertising. We're actually network marketing, and that's a huge word there. Here you are. You've joined the industry, and I asked you, do you know the difference between advertising and marketing? And a lot of you's like, right? I'm going to give you a little trivia, and you tell me what it is. Hey guys, liquid collagen! Here it is, right now. And by the way, this is not a real promotion, but just go with me. Right now, if you buy a 30-day supply of collagen, we're going to throw in a free 10-day supply of collagen. What is that? Advertising marketing. Oh, you do know some of this stuff. That's good. That's good. All right. So That is advertising. Now, I'm just gonna, that's not all of advertising.
They give me a jingle.
Okay? Oh, you don't want to hear me sing. Well, maybe you do want to hear me sing. I don't know. You may not know. I may sound beautiful. Ma'am, you will not find out today. How about that? Okay? I play guitar since I was a little kid, so, you know, I might be able to play a jingle or two. Who knows? We'll never know. You'll never know. I'll know. Okay? Here's the thing. Can I help y'all out? You know how some of you do traditional network marketing. Some of you do social media network marketing. Some of you do both. I do both. I started out with traditional network marketing. I merged a little bit into social media marketing. But I'm going to tell you something. Can I be real with you about social media for just a second? I love social media. But some of you are just literally doing it all wrong. Because you're advertising in your social media, but you're not marketing in your social media. And the problem with that is that you're not going to have that longevity that you want in your business. You're not going to have repeat customers the way that you want in your business. Okay? If all you're doing on social media is like, hey, what do you think about like a collagen? And let me just sell you on this. What you're doing is just flat out advertising. Okay? So what is the difference between marketing and advertising? Yes.
Education.
Education. True.
Branding.
Branding. True.
Awareness.
Say it again.
Awareness.
Awareness. Also true.
Positioning.
Telling a story.
Relationship and trust.
Okay, so yes, go ahead. Curiosity, okay. I might lean that one a little bit more towards advertising, but I understand why you would say that. If I could make it like cut a knife through it, say marketing, advertising, now if I were to just put like one phrase to it, marketing is more of a longevity, where advertising is more of a quick shot.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's important for you guys to understand. If we don't understand marketing and we don't understand advertising, a lot of times what we're doing is we're just trying to sell to get the quick dollar
The immediate action.
instead of building a relationship to get a long-term conversation. Okay? So when I say on social media, a lot of times people are like, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. You know what you're doing is you're being a salesperson who is advertising, but you're not really building a business. Does that make sense? Okay.
Isn't that the relationship and the education piece?
It is. Now, again, there is some crossover because obviously in sales, am I educating?
Yeah.
In advertising, aren't I educating? Yeah, absolutely. So there can be that sometimes, and you say sometimes because what she's meaning, sometimes it's just like, hey, buy this right now and I'll give you another 10-pack of collagen. Is that education? No, not really. But I'm assuming if you've come to that point, you've probably had some education before that point. Why should I buy that collagen? What makes your collagen unique? Why are your products different? Tell me more about your company. Tell me a little about what your goals are. Tell me what your passions are. Tell me more about who you are as a company and where you're going. Does that make sense? See, that's marketing. They both have their place. I'm trying to help you specifically, especially for those of you who are on social media, you need to understand the difference between advertising and marketing. If I can give you a formula, can I give you a formula on social media that I really recommend that you think about? If you're going to do social media, I really recommend a 5-to-2 ratio or a 7-to-3 ratio. You're saying, what does that mean? Well, the larger number, either the 7 or the 5, I recommend marketing, and then the 2 to 3 is going to be your advertising. What do I mean by that? Is the fact that the majority of the time you are giving value. You're creating culture, you are creating longevity, you are building relationship, and then the other 2 to 3 times, you are advertising, you are selling, you are giving a point of action, you are giving them a sales pitch. Does that make sense? Why do we want to do it that way? Because what's more important, and I know this might be a trick question to you, and it's not. What's more important, culture or a sale?
Culture.
All day long. Culture eats sales for lunch and breakfast and dinner and a snack in the afternoon. Just does. So if you are going to be on social media, and let me just say this, if you are going to just do traditional network marketing, that being knee to knee, belly to belly, which I love, and you're here, so you're part of that conversation. Guys, culture eats sales and advertising for lunch. It just does. Okay? So it's not just about saying, will you buy my collagen? That's just a small piece of the puzzle. Okay? I'm assuming because the majority of you want to be executive consultants that you're trying to build a long-term business, right? Long-term, that's not even a word, long-term. Long-term business is not just about the individual sale. And this is some mindset and some conversation about controlling the tongue. If you're only worried about getting a sale, you will never build this business the way that you want to. But if you genuinely love helping people and changing people's lives, I'm going to tell you something, you're going to build an empire. Because I learned something long ago, and I know Marcy will say this as well, because she's been in network marketing way longer than I have. When I help other people get what they want, it automatically comes to me. I automatically get what I want. And the funny thing about that is, like, I'm not necessarily trying to get what I want anymore. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just trying to help people. Like, I don't necessarily need to go do this stuff all the time. Like, I don't have to be here. Neither does Marcy. We don't have to be here. And that's not us patting ourselves on the back. Please understand that. She didn't ask me to say that, by the way. But I will take $5. No. She didn't ask me to say that. Okay? But my point being is she's here for a purpose. She's here for a purpose. Not a purpose, but purpose. Like overall purpose. Like she's looking for the greater good of you and the company. Same reason why I'm here. Okay? So I want you, when you look at your database, of all the people that you have in your database, I don't want you to look, well, I really hope Sarah gets in, because if Sarah gets in, I really think she's going to blow this thing up. No, you stop that attitude. How can I help Sarah build her dreams? How can I help Sarah change her life? How can I help, if she has physical issues, help her change physical? If she's got financially, help her. If she's got both, then how can I help her do both? I'm going to tell you something also, by the way. Every single time in my business that I ever said, oh, Sarah, if she gets in, she's going to blow this thing up, never worked.
They never do anything.
They never do anything. Maybe that's me, because I've got so much anticipation for them that I'm just like, I probably drown them with all the, man, you can do some amazing things. And I know they can. And here's the thing. What I've learned is, like, me telling you till I'm blue in the face that you can do this really doesn't help a whole lot of people. Because, like, it lasts for like 2 weeks, and you're like, okay, well, it's hard, so it's not really working. Right? So you know what I've learned the highest form of motivation is? Knowing what to do. Not that I can do it, but knowing what to do. And having a system that I can follow. Having a culture that I can tag team into. And having mentors of people who've been there already that I can say, hey, help, I need help. Like, please. Okay? That's a huge form of motivation. That's, if you want to motivate your team, help them to know what to do. Okay? So as we're looking at marketing and advertising, guys, do you understand how valuable that conversation can be to your business? If all you're teaching your team is, hey, go out and start telling everybody about collagen, you're going to burn a lot of your database like right away. Like right away. This is a true story. I just enrolled a new consultant last week. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I was in Florida all last week. Well, it's not last week. It was 2 weeks ago. Social media. Didn't know her from anybody else. And she posted something on Facebook in a group that I'm in. And she's like, hey guys, I am getting ready to join a network marketing company, and I'm wanting to know if anybody will mentor me. I'm like, well, I might know something about that. So I just said, hey, I'm happy to answer any questions for you. I'm not going to sell you anything, but I would love to hear what's going on. Okay, I genuinely mean that. Okay. Because the way it sounded like she had actually joined the company, okay? So she messaged me, and I said, well, you know what, I can text you till I'm blue in the face, but I hate texting. So why don't we jump on a Zoom? And I'll just kind of walk you through some different things. So what do you think I talked to her about?
Time
things.
of those 5 things.
Ron, Dr. Ron, bro, like, that's lit, right there. Okay, so yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said, here's 5 things that I want to help you understand when looking at a company. These are powerful things, okay? And she started talking to me about that company. I'm not going to name it. But, guys, I was blown away, not in a good way. Like, it was like, oh, this is best. Okay? She blew through 100 contacts without any mentorship. They didn't tell her what to do. They didn't tell her how to do it. Within 2 days, 100 contacts. Like legit. Okay?
Holy moly.
And so I was like, okay, so what now?
Yeah.
She was like, well, that's my problem. I said, oh, okay. I said, so did they tell you anything? They said, no, just put a database together and start talking to them. I said, well, what are you talking about? Well, that I'm in a business. Like, but what? But like, well, did they give you like any advice on how to talk about the business or the problem? Well, no, I just did it myself. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, long story short, she signed up with me. Okay? And the conversation was, let me teach you how. Okay? Let me teach you how to invite. Let me teach you how to present. Let me teach you how to follow up. Let me teach you how to close. Because here's the thing, if all you're worried about, and I told this, if all you're worried about is making money, it will never work. But I can help you help people. And if you're interested in doing that, let's have a conversation. I wanted to teach her the marketing part of network marketing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So these 5 key principles are huge. To understand the difference between marketing and advertising is huge. If you're going to focus on one more than the other, understand that marketing point, because that marketing point is going to take you 20, 30 years down the road. Okay? Advertising will get you good sales. And at the end of the month, when you need that little extra volume, sales might be what you want to focus on. Okay? And I'm not saying don't sprinkle sales throughout the rest of the month. I'm just saying you need to have that formulation that I just gave you, 7-3-5-2. What do you mean by 7-3? If I'm posting 7 times a week, I want only 3 of those times to be sales. That I'm asking them for a call to action. If I'm only posting 5 times a week on social media, then I want 2 of them to be a call to action. If all I'm doing is sell, you're going to get no followers, you're going to get very little sales, and you're going to get a lot of people who will not be repeat customers, and therefore you will not get the magic word that we say, retention. Which retention is a big deal. We want retention. Retention is the way this business grows. So it's important to understand that marketing. That make sense? Okay? So marketing and advertising is a big thing. You need to understand the difference. You need to focus on marketing more than you need to advertising, but there is a formulation. So what about traditional network marketing? What about knee-to-knee, belly-to-belly? Okay? In some scenarios, like you might be on an airplane. You might only have a limited time. So you might be a little bit more on the salesy part than you would be in the marketing part, but I'm going to tell you something, if you do more marketing than sales on the airplane, when you're only there for 2 hours, I promise you, you'll probably actually get better business if you focus more on marketing than you do on sales. Just telling you, I'm going for the long game for that person as well as myself. Stop, let me put it this way, stop tempting yourself with short-term income. I'm all about the bonuses. I'm all these I just got it today. I just got my track rewards today in the email. I don't know if you got yours today, but I just got my track, so I'm excited about that. I'm kind of bummed that they stopped giving the Nike gift cards because I'm actually a shoe snob. So I was a little bummed when they changed that one out. But I like travel too, so I'm okay with getting some travel, rewards and all that kind of stuff with the tracks. But the thing, I like those. Like, I'll go for that at the end of the month. I love those. I think it's great because I've had a lot of my team at the very end of the month when they're looking at the month, they're getting close, like, all you need is one more customer. And you've got a track. You're so close to SC3. Just let's work on it. You can get a track and you get the recompense and let's go. Right? So I like those. So please understand, I'm not trying to discredit advertising. Like, it's a big part of our business. But there has to be the balance of, am I doing this for long-term or short-term? If you want long-term, you need to have a good, proper balance in marketing and advertising. Does that make sense? Okay? So, let's talk about growth. Okay? Let's talk about how we company, and this probably went out on me. Let's see if it will let me. This is password. It's gonna have to let me in the password. So I was gonna show the ranks here real quick and just kind of have that conversation. I was gonna try to hack it, but I didn't. There's no way I could get it.
Put down in one.
All right, is that what it was? I thought it was just passwords. So that's what I was thinking. All right. All right, so here is our ranks, okay? Here's our ranks. Again, consultant all the way to presidential consultant. You guys know where to get this in your back office or in your website? Okay, if you go to your replicated website, go all the way down, the very small link to the very bottom says Evolve. You can grab that off there real quick. There's also a bunch of videos there in the conversation there too that you can look. Anyway, do we understand the balances and how all this stuff works? Okay, so when we're talking to a brand new person, we kind of have like these foundational ranks and things that we want to get. And the very first one that we want to get is really this one here is the senior consultant 3, right? That's the first one that we're getting right now. All right, well, we got SC1, we got SC3. These are some things. So SC1, SC3 right now is where we have that track going right now, right? So if we can get either yourself to SC3 or one of your team to SC3, you go on the track. Well, let's start with SC1, okay? Then we'll go to SC3, and then we're going to actually go to MC2, okay, to help you kind of move forward with this. So, beginner ranks. Here's the thing, guys. Let's get goals. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Please. I'm like right here, so it's like very clear for me. So you guys in back. I should work. I'm not being here. Look. No, it's not my Apple skills. This is a PDF.
Maybe get a view and make it larger.
Yeah, there should be. If you're right.
It's like I don't do Apple, so if there's an Apple snob here, you can do it. I just tried to do it.
Yay, Apple snob!
Who's a snob? There we go. All right.
I'm looking at the monitor.
Yeah. All right. So I know you guys launch your teams out. Marcia
Show
does
the left words, the little words on the
like,
left.
like we don't know how to do this. This is great. Anybody else want to volunteer?
It's already better.
It's already
Yeah,
better.
it's better.
You just need
Yeah.
to see those words on the
It's
left.
I can't zoom in anymore.
So
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know why 300,000 and the EC3 is highlighted, but I think that's what all of you are trying to get to, right? It's a sign.
Yes.
It is. It's a sign. So this, we're not even going to talk about the rest ranks. We're just going to talk about getting the EC3. Okay? How about that? All right. So I like to chit chat with my team when I'm launching them. I want to know what they're looking for. So, like, if I'm enrolling a new person, I'll ask them. So, hey, what are your goals? Like, what do you want out of this business? Well, I want to make $30,000 a month. Dude, you don't even make $30,000 a year, so I don't make $30,000 a month. Like, let's come back for just a second. In other words, what I mean with it, let's be a little realistic at the beginning. Okay, like, I'm gonna help you get to $30K a month, but let's get you to maybe $3,000 a month first, okay? Be realistic with your peeps, right? Like, it's okay for you to have some conversation. Okay, so you want to make $3,000 a month, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, how much time per week are you willing to put in this? Well, probably like an hour, dude. No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Like, it's just not gonna happen. 1 hour a week. And how many months do you want to get to that rank to get $3,000? Well, probably like in 4 months. I want to start making $3,000. Okay, dude. Like, let's start over. Okay. Let's just start over. I'm trying to help them understand what is realistic. Now, I don't ever want to quench their fire, right? Like, because I don't know what they're capable of. How many of you know who James Hyden is? Most of you know who James Hyden is. He's on my team, okay? When I presented, he's not my first enrolled. I enrolled his brother-in-law. And James lives in Nowhereville, Indiana. Like, literally, it's an hour, 2 hours north of Indiana. You turn right, and it's in the middle of Amish country. Like, legit Amish country. His little town has 25 people in it, and he has his family's 5 to 25.
Wow.
Like, I'm not joking, like, that's legit. Okay, and the other 20 are all Amish. Okay, the closest town to him is 30-some minutes away, and that town only has like 15,000 people in it. The first major city is literally Indianapolis, and that's 2 hours away. Grand Rapids is like 4 hours away. Okay, so there's nothing big around him. I didn't know him from anybody else, okay? I knew his brother-in-law. I went to college with his brother-in-law. And here's a story for you. I actually enrolled some consultants in Phoenix. This is when I lived in Denver. I enrolled some consultants in Phoenix. I said, all right, I'm going to come down there. I just enrolled them. I said, I'm going to come down there. When's a good time for me to come down there here in the next month? They said, well, this weekend is actually open. I said, wonderful. So I said, all right, I'll buy the tickets. I'll head down there. So I bought the tickets. I confirmed I'm coming down. Yeah, great. We're looking forward to it. So I flew down. Now, I always do what I say I'm going to do. I did not buy refundable tickets. I had already booked my hotel and I already booked my rental car. I said, I'm coming. So I flew down there and they ghosted me.
Whoa.
100% ghosted me. Now, did I change my flight? Nope. Because I was hoping in some way, shape, or form I could work with them by the end of the time I was there. I was booked from Thursday to Saturday. Okay? So now they are certainly not having a conversation with me, so I decided to go to social media. And I said, all right, y'all. I happened to have some connections in Phoenix. I said, hey, guys, I'm in Phoenix for the next couple days. I have some free time. I didn't tell them how much free time. I just said I had free time. And it was the middle of summer. So in Phoenix, the middle of summer, are you doing a whole lot of outdoor activities? No, it's all indoor. So I just said, hey guys, I have some free time the next few days. If you guys are open for breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, snack, midnight snack, guys, listen, I am available. I didn't sound quite that desperate, even though I was a little bit desperate because I'm like, what am I going to do for the next 3 days, like legit? So long story short, my friend from college said, hey, yeah, let's get together. So we went over to lunch, midday. And at the end of our conversation, we just kind of caught back up from time or whatever. We had really sat down and talked for a while. As we're like, kind of rustling and getting ready to head out, he's like, so, why are you here in Phoenix? And so my posture was strong. I had authority. I said, because I'm here on business. And I said it with confidence. He's like, oh. What business? I said, well, it's this business I've been doing for a while, and I just went through all the details. Long story short, they sign up, he and his wife sign up like 4 days later.
Wow.
Okay? Now, I told them, launched them out. Okay, now, let me just back up. What did I go to Phoenix for? A whole different group of people. Well, tacos, that's probably true too. Not the main reason, but definitely a reason, okay? So, I went down there for something completely different. I made connections with the network that I already had. Ended up signing up them, okay? Now, a week or two later, he says, hey, will you talk to my brother-in-law? Which I had no clue who it was, which happened to be James Hyden. He's like, I want you to present to my brother-in-law, James Hyden. Now, guys, this was a no-show that ended up to one of my strongest legs in my entire organization. Just as a point of reference, okay? Just as a point of reference for you. When you get discouraged, success is always on the other side of that discouragement, folks. Okay? Can I just say that right now? And let me just tell you this. I've seen it over and over and over. When we start getting discouraged, if we keep pressing through, something big's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay? Now, before we get all excited for this conversation, let me tell you a little bit about what happened. So I get on a call with Mr. James Hyden, who is a police officer out in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, who cared less of anything health. When you talk about a cop who had Dunkin' Donuts, that was what cops did, that's what he did. Like, he was not in health at all. Like, at all. So we showed him the ABC primetime. I kid you not, he fell asleep during the ABC primetime. My friend says, hey, he just fell asleep. Because I'm on the phone with him. I'm waiting for him to get the ABC primetime. So he woke his brother-in-law up and said, hey, let's restart that. So he restarted the ABC primetime. Guess what happened?
Fell asleep again.
The jerk fell asleep again. And so I get done with him, and he wakes him up, and I said, well, James, what did you like best about what you saw? I got nothing. I'm like, well, this is a nowhere conversation, right? Like an absolute nowhere conversation. So after I got the call, I happened to be out in front of a restaurant. We had a 30-minute wait time. That's why I took the call, because I knew I had some extra time. We get in, my wife asked me, she's like, well, how'd the call go? I said, well, dude fell asleep twice on the call. So like, I don't really count that as a success. I can't make this stuff up, folks. 2 weeks later, the guy signs up.
Oh, no way.
What happened? Okay? It was his wife is what happened.
His wife's like, you need this.
Moving fast forward, a month later, I'm looking at my back office towards the end of the month. And I'm seeing this one particular lake blow up. Like, what is going on here? So I dive a little bit deeper into it. Come to find out, there's this guy named James Hyatt in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, that enrolled 10 consultants in 3 weeks.
That is something.
And I said, what? That jerk? I had no hope for the guy at all. Like, I had no hope for him. Like, at all. And lo and behold, I called him up. I said, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm happy to come help you. So I flew up to Indiana. In fact, I flew up to his state 9 different times in the course of like 5 months to come help him. The first time I came up there, he's like, I'm even surprised you're going to help me. I'm like, I'm kind of surprised I'm going to come help you. But long story short, I go up there and he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to fill my schedule as much as possibly can. I'm going to come up there Thursday, I'll be there Friday, and I'll leave Saturday afternoon. I said, I just want you to fill my schedule as much as you possibly can. He's like, yeah, I can do that. Okay. So I get up there, literally my flight lands at 6 a.m. It's a 2-hour drive up to his house. I get there, meet him for the first time out in the middle of nowhere. He has all these, he has a family dog breeder. He has these giant mastiffs, literally at the front end of his driveway. We're talking like 190-pound mastiff. He's got his male mastiff, which was 190, and just look at me and go, oh, oh, I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I love dogs, by the way. Like, I love dogs, but now I'm like walking gently. Like, this makes me a little nervous. I go up, meet the guy, and it's the goofiest guy on the face of the planet. Like, what in the world is going on? Like, my mind is like, this is not right. So he's like, all right, hey, great to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We kind of just, greeted each other as the initial greet. And he literally had me book every hour and a half from 8:30 on.
Wow.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In fact, our latest meeting that we ever did started at 12:30 a.m.
Wow.
with one of his cop friends, who that happened to be the time that she was off or on her break. So I go out there, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. We enroll a bunch of people. So I said, hey, I'll be out here in like 3 or 4 more weeks. So I come out there again at the same time. And we go out there again, and boom, 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 boom. And I'm exhausted. Like doing 3 or 4 meetings in one evening is exhausting, but when you're doing literally like 9 or 10 meetings in a day for 3 days straight, like exhausting, okay? So I go out there the second time, same thing happens, boom, 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 boom. Fly home, all right, said, hey, listen, I'll come out here again if you want me to help. He's like, yes, please do. So we scheduled time, and I had to take off my flight just for some different reasons. I think I had a layover this time, which I'm like, why all of a sudden the flight's changed? I had a layover. I had to leave like 3:30 in the morning. Flight left at 3:30 in the morning. So I arrived at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I drive up there, I'm like, he's not even up yet. So I literally parked in a parking lot and fell asleep in my car. Starving because nothing's open. Because when I mean he's in the middle of nowhere, like he's in the middle of nowhere, like, so I'm starving, like I need to eat food. Finally clicked over, he's like, hey, first meeting's at 8 o'clock. Here we go. So boom, 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 boom. We get done with that last meeting at 11:30 at night. Wow. And I'm gone the whole day. I did not eat a thing. Wow. Okay? Now, at the end of the night, I said, James, I need to eat something. Because if you want me to help you at all tomorrow, I've got to get something in my system tonight. He's like, do you see anything around here? Like, there's nothing around here. I said, is there anything? He's like, well, there's McDonald's. Guys, I don't do McDonald's. Yeah. Like, I stay away, like, I don't eat plastic, okay? Yeah. So I stay away from McDonald's. He's like, that's the only thing open. I'm like, I'm starving so bad right now that even McDonald's sounds good. Yeah. So I go to McDonald's, I eat. I don't remember what I ate. The next morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, I am sick. Like, sick. And I will save you all the details. But it was bad. Like, it was the worst food poisoning I have ever had in my life. And I called James up and said, James, I'm done. Like, I am not helping you at all today. He's like, well, I'll try to do the first meeting. Try to come to the second meeting. I'm like, dude, I really don't think I'm going to be able to come to the second meeting. I'll try my best. So I get up. I take a shower, I get dressed, I start heading over, which the place I'm supposed to go is half an hour away from where I'm at. I arrive to the restaurant that we're supposed to meet. This is the second meeting of the day. And as soon as I got there, I'm out. I run back to the hotel. I'm like, I can't do it. I said, I'll do what I can. I'll see what I can do to get to some meeting later in the day. So I'm literally dying all day in the hotel. Just dying. That night, I finally got some strength back. So I went to his 7 o'clock big meeting, and he had like 20-some people there. And I told him, I said, I've got to sit down, otherwise this is not going to happen. Okay? So I sit down, we do the meeting, I survive, just in case you want to know. Get done, I'm now the next, by the end of the night, I'm really starting to get my strength back. And he's like, okay, first meetings are first thing tomorrow morning, like at 8 o'clock. So I'm like, all right. So I knew I was probably going to be okay by then. I get to the first meeting, get done, and then about 2 o'clock in the afternoon was the trip that I had to take back to the airport. But we had a little break that we went to grab a quick bite to eat before we went to the airport, so we didn't go to McDonald's. We learned, he learned. And so we go to a restaurant, and why he's sitting there, I kid you not. Okay, like this is not a made up story. While we're sitting there, he's like, man, I'm so thankful for you coming out here all these times. He's like, I was so nervous yesterday when you were sick. He's like, I had my entire chicken list for yesterday that you were going to come talk to. But here's the thing is like, by you not being there, I learned so much. I gained so much potential, and I know that I can now do this business with your help. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, this is great. This is awesome. He's like, I was so nervous out the first 2 times. He's like, the first 2 times when we talked to all the people that I arrested, I was just not sure. I was like, what?
So funny.
I said, what did you just say? He's like, the first 2 times we talked to a lot of the people that I had arrested. I'm like, yeah. I said, you're telling me we went to a bunch of people that you arrested as a police officer? Those are the people that you talked to? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't even know what to say at this point. But true story, we literally enrolled ex-cons in LifeVantage. And I'm not joking. We actually went, at that time it was a Pro 6. We actually got a person who was we enrolled them when they were out of jail. We got them all up to a Pro 6, and then they got thrown back into jail, and they were making money when they were in jail. That is leveraged income. Okay? Why do I say all that stuff? Guys, because you just don't know. You don't know who's going to do this business and who's not. You just don't. Okay? So my suggestion is just go love on people. Share on people. The people in my life who I thought were just going to absolutely make this thing magical, then. And the people who are like, yeah, this person's never going anywhere. The people are like, okay, they're doing some things. This is pretty amazing, guys. I just learned not to judge people. And I just encourage you guys, this is a business about people. Can I encourage you enough with that thought? Yeah. If there's one thing I can say that you absolutely should grab from today is that, love people. Let them do the things that they do. Just help them, love them, take care of them, help them build their dreams. Give them hope, because we live in a world that has very little to no hope, don't we? Okay, so if that's the case, we have at least a little glimmer of hope in our little world that we can, whether it's health or whether it's business or whatever it might be, that we can truly help people. And that's what makes this business so beautiful. I once heard it from Sage, I don't know how many years ago, I know some of you probably were there, but one person from Sage said, you know what sets network marketing apart from all virtual other corporate world? Because in corporate world, there's one corporate ladder. And in order to get to the top, we have to step on everybody as we head up. But you know the beautiful thing about LifeVantage is that there's multiple ladders, and then when we get to the top, we start throwing ladders down to help more people get up. I love that. I love that. I think that's such a powerful thing that we have a huge opportunity in order to be able to do that. Okay? So, we want to make a game plan for our consultants. And so the first game plan here is we want to get to SC1. So just as a conversation piece, it's a total of 2,000 volume. This includes all of your customers that you've enrolled, and all the consultants and all their consultants and all their customers that they've enrolled. In this particular situation, you need at least 2 legs. Okay? We may only count up to 1,500 volume in one leg if you exceed that. However, you can have 50 legs. I don't recommend that. but if you have 50 legs, you can count, you know, how much ever volume you need, but one leg cannot exceed 1,500. We want to do that as fast as possible, right? So we want to get to 2,000 volume, 2 legs, and the cool thing is, in a compensation structure, all of your customers can count just one leg. That's a pretty cool thing, okay? In fact, we can do that ultimately all the way up to the executive ranks, which is a really, really awesome thing, okay? So we want to get to SC1, we want to get them to that point as soon as we possibly can, to help them build their business to start getting that traction, which ultimately then we want to get them to SC3. SC3 is 6,000 volume, and you're again going to have 2 legs for this. The most you can have out of one leg is 4,000 volume. You're saying, well, what if one leg has 5,000 volume? What happens to that extra 1,000 volume? Well, you still get paid for it, which is super awesome. It just doesn't count for that particular rank, okay? So no volume is left without getting paid for. You will get paid off the volume that's there, okay? So you have to have 2 legs, and again, one leg can be all the customers that you have, and so that's a pretty cool thing. So we want to get to SC3. Right now our company has, through the end of this month, by the way, so if you're not on it, you gotta get on our track system, our Rise Era track system. You have multiple different ways to get tracks, and each one of those tracks that you get some special reward. Right now the rewards are focusing mostly on travel, whether that's like hotel travel or flight travel. And every single tier that you get, so there's a total of 5 tracks that you get, and each track gives you a certain dollar amount of those. There's also some LifeVantage, like brochures and things like that that they'll give you, or whatever is one of the incentives. But I think the first track is you get like 100, I think it's 150, I think the second track is 250, and I think it goes up 350, 450, or whatever. But guys, here's the thing about the tracks. These are things you should be doing anyway, right? These are things you should be doing anyway. I should be talking to consultants, I should be talking to customers, I should be getting those wrapped up and having those conversations every single day. I always encourage my team to do at least 15 presentations or more a month. Why do I say that? Well, because I know what it takes in order to get to the executive consultants, right? 15 or more presentations per month. I'm not here to be your boss, right? And that's what I tell them. I'm here to help you, I'm here to love on you, I'll encourage you. Now, if you want me to poke you with the cattle prod, I'll be happy to do that. Some people ask me to do that. Other than, I'll let them build their business, right? But they always know that I'm there to help them, okay? And I'll just say this, if you're gonna build this business, just let them know that you're there, always. Okay, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you. Love on you. We just had one of our very first original consultants that we enrolled 13 and a half years ago. She built the business all the way up to what would now be an MC3 position. And life on her, and she stopped building the business. And then about 7 months ago, so we're talking, she built the business for like 3 years, 13 and a half years ago. Basically for 10 years, she did nothing. Her business was still paying. But about 6 months ago, she's like, hey, life that lifed on me has stopped lifing. And I think I really want to jump back in the business. And so she picked back up. Well, why do you think that happened? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Is because through that entire time, we never got mad or upset at her. Why aren't you building this business? We didn't burn the bridge. We just kept loving her. We just kept sharing that we care for her as a person. That we loved her, and not just the fact that she was building a business. So sure enough, 10 years later, she jumps back in, and now she's working her way back up the ranks. And so I'm excited about that. I know she's excited about that. It's been kind of a cool thing to be able to do that. In fact, let me tell you that. We actually flew all the way out to Denver for her daughter's wedding. During the time that she wasn't working, right? It's just much more important about the person than it is about the business, okay? So, senior consultant to 6,000, 4,000 split right there. We need that balance. Then we get to MC1, then we get to MC2. Now, I like to focus on MC2, okay? Why do I like to focus on MC2? Let me give you some big pictures. That's 20,000 volume. And some of you are saying, 20,000 volume here, think big. Don't limit yourself, right? You all told me that you need to get to, that you want to get to executive. Well, you need to get through MC2 to get to executive, right? So you need to be there. But why do I like 20,000? Why do I like MC2? It's a very simple point, because at MC2, I start having the ability to get the generational matching bonus from my team. I don't get that at MC1. Okay? So my goal is I want to help people get the biggest compensation that they possibly can, right? I don't like leaving money on the table. Any of you like leaving money on the table? I hate leaving money on the table. So I'm like, oh, let's run to MC1. And I'll just hang out in MC1 for a little bit. No, don't lie. Like MC2 is when generational matching bonus starts. Like that's a pretty legit deal, right? You guys understand what that means, right? Okay? Well, I'm going to share with you why. Okay? So, since we've learned how to maximize this screen, I don't know how we, let's see, let's choose back. I don't know what the deal is back. So, let me tell you a little bit about generational, our generational match here. Hold on. We're getting there. Oh, that's levels. That's not. Okay, hold on. I'm going to actually now shrink it down. This will be better. There. All right, so here's our leadership match. Okay? Notice that MC2, okay? So when we hit MC2, we start doing a leadership match on the generations underneath you. And the cool thing is, well, trivia time, does this have to be on the people that we personally enroll in our organization? No. It can be anybody in our organization that is underneath us that we can get a leadership match. Now, there are some different rules to that leadership match. But the key thing is, again, I never want my team to lose money. I don't want them to keep money on the table. Okay, yeah.
Bigger, can you make it?
Oh, bigger? Yep. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to see if I can.
That's good.
There you go. I'm actually going to show, well, let's see, now it's cutting off this real quick. Okay, there we go. What I'm going to show you is just real quick, okay? So, when you are paid as managing consultant, this is why I want to get them there as fast as possible. When you get there, you get now the leadership match. Now, how do we do the leadership match here? Well, as it says here, your generation one is the first consultant in any leg on your team with a paid as rank of managing consultant one. Okay? Or higher. Is it possible that is somebody underneath you is a higher rank than you? Yes. You're like, oh man, come on. I don't want them to be a higher, like, trust me, I'm okay with the person underneath me being a higher rank than me. Like, I'm actually waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me personally, because I'm still working the business, and I'm going to get presidential. Just mark my words. Okay? So, I'm trying to outpace my team to get to presidential. Why? Because I think that's, like, they're saving me work. Like, but if they get past me, I'm going to applaud them. I'm going to stand up on the stage and say, this guy's a rock star, this girl's a rock star. That's what I'm going to say. So I don't mind the person underneath me. Don't be frustrated with that. That's a cool. I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, oh man, I'm imbalanced in my legs. I have this business, this leg over here that's running away, this 20,000 volume of this leg that's just running away. Like, oh man, it's such a problem. Like, I hate when my team grows. Like, that's not a problem, y'all. Like, that's good. Now, what should you go do? Go balance your legs out, go work harder. I'm never going to complain about somebody who blows this thing up. Like, I'm excited when that happens. Because here's the thing. Does anybody have the secret formula? Marcy, you've been in this industry. What is the secret formula of finding a runner?
What's the secret formula to find out?
Yeah.
Just keep looking for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
So there's not a secret formula.
I just, like, I'm always looking.
So you just keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see what we're trying to say? There's no magic mojo. There's no secret sauce. Like the secret sauce is you work. Okay? Like it took me a grand total of 4 years to find my first runner. Like my first real runner. It took me an additional 8 years to find my second real runner. And that's my personally enrolled, by the way. Okay? So guys, some of you are thinking, everything I turn over is going to be a diamond. They're all going to be a diamond. And so you have an improper mindset, and you're disappointing yourself. Here's the thing. I'm going to give this little concept. Let's say we have, we'll just do an organization of 100 to make it more applicable to the majority in this room. okay? That I think you can understand. We have an organization of 100. How many of those in that organization are just gonna be average people who just kind of go through the motions? How many do you think, what do you think the percentage of that's gonna be, that people are just more or less, they're doing work, but they're not like aggressive, they're just kind of doing work. What do you think the percentage of out of 100 consultants that are in your business, what do you,
80.
you think 80? 90?
90?
Okay, so what you're telling me is that the majority of your consultants are, the majority, are not slacking, they're still doing things. I don't wanna ever count anybody as a slacker, okay? If they're doing work, I'm happy for them, okay? And I'm gonna help them. In fact, I'm gonna tell you something about that, that's why I'm trying to get this thing. So you say, I heard 80% multiple times. Okay? How many of you in that 100 do you think are doing not average work, but a little bit more aggressive, but they're certainly not runners. They're kind of in that in between. They're aggressive, they're becoming leaders, but they're not quite fully leaders, not fully running, but they're kind of running. They're more intentional with their business, not fully intentional with their business. What do you think the percentage is there? 10 to 15%?
5.
Okay? 5. How many of your team is like truly runners? Out of 100, how many of you are truly runners?
1%.
Okay? I'm going to say it's definitely less than 5%. It's probably 2 to 1%. So let me help you out with something. Why do you focus so much on the 1% when you neglect the 80%? If I look at a business of 100,000 and 80,000 of that volume is by people who are just average, why would I focus just on the 1%ers? Because 80,000 of that volume is coming from average people. So you know where I show my love at? 80,000. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, what's the 1% going to do whether I'm helping them or not?
They're doing it.
They're doing it! Now, do I still love the 1%? Absolutely. Here's the funny thing is that James, he has a pretty substantial Amish business. There's about 250,000 volume going through his Amish business. Do I need to be in that Amish business? I don't, I really don't. But I go up twice a year and do basically our version of a LifeVantage Academy or an Elite Academy. Executive, Momentum Academy, whatever they're called. Momentum Academy, I do it twice a year. I go up and I teach for 2 days in 2 different parts of the country to the Amish. Why? I don't need to be there. It's not the point. Does that make sense? They've got multiple elites or executives in that leg. Okay, they got like 6 executives in that in my Amish legs. Do I need to be there? No, I don't. Okay, but it's not the point. Okay, you remember how I've been harping on you? It's about the people. James knows how to do this. I mean, like, he knows how to do this stuff. Like, I don't need to be in James' leg, like, at all. But I help, he actually has a pretty substantial team within about 30 minutes of where I live in Atlanta, and I help him all the time. In fact, just this morning, my wife tagged team with me, and she actually did this in Atlanta. Okay? Isn't that cool?
Yes.
Okay? So, where do I want to get to my team as fast as possible? Well, would you guys like 7% on some of the leaders in your organization leadership match? You guys would like that?
Yeah.
Or would you like, let's just hang out at MC1 for a little bit? How many would rather hang out at MC1 and forget that?
Nope.
I didn't think so. So don't you think we want to try to encourage your team to get to MC2 as fast as possible? Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing is that every single rank that you go higher, what do we start doing? We start getting more match. Yeah.
And when you say 7% match, that's on their, level pay? Is that what's on
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
yep. So, yeah, exactly. So that, it's not on the whole paycheck, it's on the level pay. That's
So
important.
if like 8,000 of their 10,000 they earn that month, you could be getting 10% of it. Okay.
Correct, depending on where they're at. So, guys, this is important. I want to run for my team to get MC2. Obviously, you learn a lot about a person in the first couple weeks of this business, right? You guys understand that. I can't, those balloons are like right there. I can't even see what time it is. Oh my goodness. What time are we done?
5. So we can go to 5 to 10, because we gotta be out of this room by 5:30, so we can
Okay.
pack up.
Okay. She's holding this big, okay, I see. Well, so like I'm looking here, there's a big pillar, then I'm looking here, there's balloons, so I'm like, go over here. So, and I don't like pulling my phone out of my pocket because I feel like that's a little rude, but I feel like keeping it until 6 o'clock is probably also rude. So, there we go, okay? That's probably true too, so we want to make sure that we get you guys out, okay? So, our goal is to run when I enroll somebody and we start seeing how things are going and seeing what they're doing and their work habits and all that kind of stuff, I want to get them to that MC2 as fast as possible. So just real quick, if you don't understand how this works, I'm going to just roll the screen up just real quick and just kind of give you an example of what this looks like, okay? So in this scenario, okay, if this is you, you have your entire organization here. Now, that's your personally enrolled, isn't it? In fact, this whole line right here is your personally enrolled. Are all the rest of these people your personally enrolled? No. Just this top line, that's your personally enrolled. So this person happens to be an executive consultant, so guess what? As a managing consultant 3, on my first level, I'm getting 12%.
For somebody that's way higher.
As far as overall rank, yeah. That's a person who outranked you. Again, oh man, the person outranked me. I hate getting a 12% matching bonus on them. That's terrible. So as an executive consultant, I'm assuming they're probably averaging around $20,000 a month. Would you be okay with getting a 12% match on $20,000 a month?
Wow. Oh, you're getting the 12%.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, on their 20.
Yeah, that's on their 20,000.
As an EC2.
Okay, would you guys be okay with that? Okay, now here's the cool thing. We go all the way down here, and Larry Bob here enrolled Sue, and Sue enrolled Sam, and Sam enrolled Shelly. Did you guys know Shelly 3 years ago? No, you guys know who Shelly was. But Shelly came into your life, and Shelly started doing some amazing things. And Shelly, somebody you didn't know 3 years ago, became a managing consultant 3. And so I don't know what a managing consultant 3 makes. I'm assuming they're probably making roughly around $7K a month.
You can bring that up much higher.
Okay, as far as the overall.
Oh, managing consultant.
Yeah,
Okay.
managing consultant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Average $7K a month. I don't know exactly what that number is, but I'm assuming it's probably close to $7K a month. Would you be okay with getting $700 from somebody you've never met?
Yes.
Every month.
Are you okay with that?
Every 4 weeks.
Yeah, every 4 weeks. On the 15th month, boom, bang. Oh, by the way, what's today? Congratulations! It's Christmas time. Actually, for those of you who don't know anything about the company, we actually got paid yesterday. Even though we were supposed to get paid on the 15th, they actually sent the checks out yesterday. And by the way, that has happened every single month since I've been in this company. I've never got paid late. Ever. And I've got a paycheck from this company every 15th of every month since literally the first month I've joined this, well, not January, but February. Isn't that cool? Like, that's legit. Okay? On time, and all the money's always been there.
Yep.
That's a legit thing. And that's for me, 13 and a half. You've been in the business for how long, Marcy?
Let's see, August will be 12 years.
Isn't that legit, guys?
Drop it into your check.
They just drop it in there.
1.5 years, because that's when I met you.
That's right, okay? So, you see how this works, okay? Now, this is all from one link, but check this out. Let's look over here. Here's you. You enroll this guy right here, or gal, whatever, okay? And notice, there's a split here, okay? This person enrolled 2 different people, but it goes down every single leg of every single thing. That's a really awesome scenario, guys. Because now we have the opportunity, if we go down here, this person right here might be an MC2 or an EC2 or whatever the case might be. We're going to get a leadership matching in that scenario. But we now get to split it, which means, guys, you understand why it's important to build a relationship with your team? Okay? I think it's absolutely paramount that we do that. Okay? So, as we move on, okay? We've got 8 minutes, but potentially up to another 23 minutes. So, we'll see how this goes, okay? Now, here's the thing. Can I use some of you as some volunteers? Can I do that? All right, so if you, let's do at least 6 people up front. If you want to volunteer, I won't embarrass you. I might embarrass you, but I probably won't embarrass you, okay? So, I'm going to have you guys stand up here. I want to talk to you a little bit about generational wealth. I can use, that's fine, like, come on down. Right? Price is right, you know what I'm saying? Okay? All right, so here's the thing. I want you to show me which one of these are superstars. Now, I know what you're saying. They're all superstars. I get that. Okay, act like you don't know that. Okay?
They're all superstars.
There you go. Okay, act like you don't know them. Tell me which ones are superstars. You don't know them. How do we know? Okay, now, question. How many of them, since you don't know them, how many of them are going to flake out in your business?
We don't know.
I have no clue. I don't know. So here's the thing. Okay, and I don't know all of your names and some of your stickers are hiding, so I'm going to do what I can to either make up a name or do it again. Okay? Alright, so I do know Dr. Ron. Okay? So I know Dr. Ron. Now, is he going to flake it or is he going to make it?
Flake it.
I have no clue. Right? Well, he's a doctor and all doctors have amazing success in this business. Hogwash.
Thank you.
Okay? I tell you what, I have personally enrolled over 20 chiropractors, and I can tell you the large majority of them have done nothing. Okay? Now, nothing against chiropractors because I love them, and I like Dr. Ron too. But I don't know whether even if he's a chiropractor, do I know whether he's going to be a success or not? I have no clue. But fortunately enough, during the time that I was working with him, he happened to enroll Jennifer. Now, that doesn't mean he made it. And it doesn't mean he flaked it. It just means that he happened to enroll somebody in maybe the short window that I had with him. Okay? So here's the thing. When I enroll somebody, am I going to build a relationship? Because here's the thing. I'm going to end up being known doctor on it. Like, I do a lot of social media. There are times where I meet a person, and I've done this countless times. I've met them at 8 p.m. on a Zoom call for the very first time, and they've literally enrolled at 8 a.m. the next day. I've never met them. Okay? So let's say I don't know Dr. Ron, or even if I do, it doesn't really matter. Here's the thing, whether I know him or not, am I going to work with him? Am I going to lead him? Am I going to mentor him? Am I going to take care of him? Yes, because he's a person, and if I enroll him, I'm accountable for him. I don't believe anything in drive-by enrollment. We don't do that. If you enroll him, you take accountability for it. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
You take accountability for them. So I enroll Dr. Ron, and we start working together, and we start doing presentations. I'm helping him, all this kind of cool stuff. We're doing some really awesome things. And he leads me to Jennifer. And so, am I still working with Dr. Ron?
Yep.
Absolutely. So then I start working with Jennifer. Do I know Jennifer? Obviously not. So I start working with Jennifer. We start doing all kinds of cool things. Now, is she going to flake it or make it?
We don't know.
Up to her.
I don't have a clue. But during the process, we at least got one person in Florida. Flake it or make it? Not a clue. And guess what? We do that whole process again. So here's the thing. Do I stop working with Jennifer?
No.
Do I stop working with Dr. Ron? No. Am I still working with all three? 100%. And so what happens? Then I come down to Patricia. Laura at least loves Patricia. Flake it or make it? Not a clue.
We don't know.
Come down to Gigi. Do I know? Not a clue. Coming down to April. Not a clue. Coming down. Say your name again. Pretty. That's what I thought. I was just going to butcher it. So, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. Who's going to flake it and who's going to make it?
No idea.
Okay. So, here's the cool thing, guys. I'm working with all of them, aren't I?
Yeah.
Why? Because I love them. They're people. And I'm concerned about them. I want to help them build their dreams. I want to get their health back. I want to build their finances. I want to give them hope. So that's why I work with all of them. But here's a cool thing. Let's say Dr. Ron does flake. He's a flake. Does it happen? Sure does. Let's say Jennifer flakes too. Does it happen sometimes two people in row flake?
Yeah.
Does. Let's say I come all the way to Laura, and Laura works hard. She's a make it one. Okay? She's a make it one. That's cool.
Very cool.
Do I want to stop just because she's the make it one?
No.
No, folks, because we still have all these people down here that we care for. So I work, sorry, Patricia, you're going to flake it. Gigi, sorry, you're going to flake it. April, sorry, you're also going to flake it.
Pretty's gonna make it.
But Pretty's going to make it. Now, here's the cool thing. Let's say I start working with Pretty. Now, she is 1 generation, 2 generation, 3 generation, 4 generation, 5 generation, 6 generation, 7 generation. I'm looking 7 levels down, and Pretty and I are going to become really good friends. Whether she wants to or not. Right? I'm going to work with her. And let's just say, as an example, Pretty really does blow this thing up. And all of a sudden she hits EC1 and she starts having executive paychecks. She has over 80,000 volume in her organization. And then lo and behold, one blissful winter morning, Dr. Bond says, I wonder what LifeVantage is doing. And he looks in his back office and he sees over 150,000 volume from the leg that he created. Even though he was Question. What do you think Dr. Ron at that present time and moment might be thinking?
Woohoo!
I gotta build some legs.
Maybe I better take another look at this whole LifeVantage thing. And I'm gonna tell you something, I have seen that over, over, and over, and over. And here's the cool thing about this. That I treat Dr. Ron like trash because he's like,
No.
I've already had that conversation with the person in my business from 13 and a half years ago. No, I kept in touch so much that we went out to their daughter's wedding.
Such a crash.
Okay? You get what I'm saying? So when Fertitta builds, because obviously she's a superstar, so what does that mean? Is Fertitta the end of the line? No, we obviously, she's there. Now we gotta turn till the wall down. Okay? Guys, you want a generational business? I'm telling you, this is it. That's how you do it. Care about people. Work in their life. Help them out, get their goals. Figure out what their dreams are. Help them get those dreams. Okay? This is how we build a generational business. And I'm telling you, this is what sets the culture, in my opinion, the LifeVantage department, a lot of the network marketing companies are out there. We get to do things like this. And all of a sudden, obviously this is just a quick line, but is there other people even in this group of organizations that are on other sidelines, these people? So this is literally has impact of literally thousands of people at this point in time, that if we just care about people, it really can dynamically change thousands of people's lives. Isn't that an amazing thing? So the question is, what do you want to do with this business? Thank you guys, you may be seated. I appreciate you guys being make it one. Maybe a 2 point, hopefully not, right? But guys, I just want to challenge you as we look towards what we've got coming up. I believe that we are at a better time in LifeVantage than we've ever been before. When I first jumped this company, and when Marcy just jumped this company, all we had was this and the old version of this.
Wow.
And we built this company to over a $200 million company just on these 2 products. So question. Do we have it better?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have revolutionary products, not just one, but multiple revolutionary products?
Yes.
So the question is, what are you going to do with that? Right? So can I encourage you with some homework? Because this is a pointless conversation if I've been talking for the last couple of hours and you don't have a point of action. Right? So first of all, my point of action for you is, who's on your database? I'm going to challenge you before you go to your bed tonight and put your head on your pillow tonight. I want you to write 25 more names. That's it, just 25, not 200, 25. Okay? 25 more names. Okay? Second thing I want you to do is I want you to schedule 2 meetings by the end of next week. Now it might be a conglomerate of 2 meetings with people in this room. I don't care. But 2 meetings, if you're going to invite those 25 people to one of those 2 meetings, you say, why 2 meetings? Why not 1? Here, very simple. Because can everybody make that 1 meeting that you schedule? No, because people have lives. I always like to have what I call a meeting in my back pocket. Because if I say, hey, Ron, are you available Monday night at 7 o'clock? Well, it's possible. But then again, maybe it's not. So instead of sounding desperate, I'll have another meeting on Thursday and say, hey, that's okay, Ron. What about Thursday at 7 o'clock? Do you have anything on Thursday? Well, no, I'm good. Okay, well then Thursday at 7 it is. You see how that works? If I just say Monday at 7 and he's like, no, I don't have that time, I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do now? I'm lost. And then you start sounding desperate. And then Ron's like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah.
Okay? So I want you to schedule 2. Okay? And I want you to invite those 25 people to those 2 meetings by the end of the week. Okay? Third thing. This is for the end of the month. I want you to absolutely do your best to get at least 1 track by the end of the month. If you already have a track, you're going to get at least 1 more track. Okay? So that's my call to action to you guys. We don't wanna leave this meeting empty-handed with just training. We want call to action. So I encourage you, 25 people, 2 meetings by the end of this week. Now, pause, it's only the 15th of June, so just because we're doing 2 meetings this week doesn't mean we're not gonna do 2 more meetings or whatever the following weeks, right, till the end of June. Right, some of you, if you were to put a concerted effort for the next 15 days, you could probably rank advance. I'm not wrong, by the way. Okay, you could probably rank advance. So just put a concerted effort the next 15 days. Listen, here's the thing. One of the best times of the year to build your business is right now in the summer months. You need to start gaining traction, because what you're gonna find, if you don't know this, network marketing runs in 90-day sprints. Okay? So if you don't start priming the pump with some of these people, where does 90 days take us to? September. And what does 90 days take us to after that? Oh no. Exactly. Okay? I have no clue what that said, but I agree with it. Okay. So
I agree.
we're 180 days out from Christmas. Do you think people want to already have lives moving, finances coming in, health change by the time Christmas comes around? Do you think you can wait till November for that to happen? No. Do you think people are going to worry about their New Year's resolutions on December 31st, or do you think they're already making action plans maybe November, or maybe October, maybe September? You see where I'm coming with this? So what does that mean? Right now, literally, is the time that you need to start moving. If you want to have that New Year's resolution impact, it's now that that's going to be where we prime it up. Okay? So, there's your call to action. Alright? Rank advance, run, get these meetings scheduled, get your database, let's get those tracks. You guys are going to have a phenomenal opportunity by the end of the year. You're going to see some amazing things if you just take those few things that we learned today and move it forward. So, I was going to do question and answer, but I'm over time, so we will can it for tonight. But guys, it really was a blessing to be out here. Enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much.
Where's Carrie? Come on up. So, this is actually, we're gonna actually have Q&A, but let's more like go find each other. If you're part of our pack up cleanup crew, we're all just, it'll take like 2 minutes if we all just gang up on that one. And just to say, I love how we are a different team. As Jason said, we're on a different team here. My upline is actually lives in Utah, and it is such a pleasure to see. I've been in the industry, Marcy goes way back, I go back like 33 years. I've never seen a culture like this, I've never seen training like this, I've never seen all the like tick boxes like this. So I learned so much today, which means we're never done learning. So that means whatever is the next event, whether you create the event or you can travel to the next event, make sure that's in your calendar, because this is where the magic happens, as you can see. What do you guys want to say to that?
I just want to say thank you to everybody, and we know, everybody said there were people that canceled last minute. I just got a text from somebody that was supposed to be here, and, you know, we can double and triple these rooms and quadruple these rooms if we just keep sharing and coming from the space of what Jason shared with us, what Marcy shared with us, what everybody who came up here shared with their story. There are lives to change, and this company is really special. So thank you guys for being here.
Thanks everybody. This has changed my life. It's transformed my family's life in ways I can't even imagine, and it's going to continue to do that. So thank you. Let's just go build this area.
And Jason's over there, so go tackle him
Thank
now.
you.